Thank you. Hello, PMI. Hello, everyone. My name is Aybüke Aslantaş, and I am very happy to be here today. First of all, I would like to send you warm greetings from PMI Southern Italy chapter. Welcome to this session. I am responsible of Climate and Sustainability Committee of PMI Southern Italy chapter, and I am very happy to be here with all of you today. Thank you.
And do you want to do your presentation now?
Yes, sure. Okay. Is it okay, Paul?
That looks great.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Again, welcome to this session where we will introduce our Climate and Sustainability Committee established in 2025 within our chapter, PMI Southern Italy chapter. Before we get started, in the slide, we are seeing our roadmap of our presentation. Let me briefly introduce myself. As a sociologist and social policy specialist, I continue my academic works, NGO work, and volunteering at Southern Italy chapter. I've been a PMI Southern Italy chapter member and volunteer since 2022. As you know, I am responsible of Climate and Sustainability Committee. Let me start directly from what Climate and Sustainability Committee represents inside PMI Southern Italy chapter. The committee is the place where we intentionally shape and nurture our sustainable project management climate in line with global standards. In practice, committee treats sustainability as a design criterion, not as a separate green topic. We use PMI standards, GPM's PRISM methodology, and its P5 standard, and the UN's SDGs as reference lenses when we initiate, prioritize, and deliver initiatives with volunteers. PRISM and its P5 standard are not goals in themselves. They are tools that help us keep sustainability concrete, balanced, and observable across the life cycle. This means asking from the beginning who is affected, which resources we are using, and what remains after the project ends. Step by step, this perspective is being translated into our governance standards, into capability building, paths across generations, and into a first set of impact-oriented pilots across PMI Southern Italy chapters portfolios. CSC is our way to embed a structured sustainability lens into the chapter's project management, climate, and practice. Our mission is to integrate sustainability criteria derived from GPM's methodology and standards, aligned with PMI standards, into the way SIG selects, designs, and delivers its projects and initiatives. In other words, sustainability is not a side stream, it is part of how we define and run our work. Our vision is a chapter where sustainable project management is the default climate for all professionals, young professionals, and especially younger generations across all PMI Southern Italy chapter initiatives and community programs. It is important to say that sustainability has been in our chapter, but just 2025 has been committee's setup and design year. From 2026 onwards, the committee will become more visible in PMI community life with active working groups and a stronger role in initiatives across the chapters. As you can see in the organizational chart of CSC, PMI Southern Italy chapter board member Francesco Spadera kindly supports the committee as advisor, bringing his valuable professional expertise to our work. We have created 3 working groups in committee as governance and standards, learning and capability, and projects and impact. Together with our members, we carry the activities. With this foundation in place, we can now look at the CSC as a project in itself. Under what we do, you can see how CSC operates inside our chapter. CSC provides a shared sustainability framework that links PMI standards with GPM and with the UN SDGs. We apply this framework across our different areas of work in chapter operations, in capability building for adults and young professionals, and in educational and social impact initiatives that involve younger generations. We keep the tools light, governance questions, short learning capsules, and a few pilot cases so that sustainability is part of everyday project choices, not a separate topic. In this way, we care both for the climate inside our chapter, the way we collaborate as volunteers, and for the climate of our wider society and of our common home, the planet, our home Earth. In what can be done column, we share a few actions that any chapter could consider based on our CSC experience. First, map what already exists. Many chapters already have initiatives where sustainability is present. This step is to connect them under a simple framework that links PMI standards with GPM and its methodologies. Second, integrate a small set of focused sustainability questions into project charters, reviews, and closure notes. Instead of creating separate heavy checklists, keeps the practice visible without overloading volunteers. Third, create 1 or 2 cross-generational practice spaces each year where volunteers and younger participants can apply sustainable project management, thinking to real initiatives. This is where the climate of sustainable PM really grows, in shared practice, not only in theory. Underneath to take care of, we want to share 3 risks we are very aware of inside CSC. First, there is the risk of reducing sustainability to occasional green events, a nice campaign, a tree planting day, a webinar. All of these are valuable, but if they are not anchored in governance and project decisions, the effect stays short-lived. Our aim is to keep sustainability present in how we define, approve, and run initiatives, not only in communication modes. Second, tools have to be proportional to a volunteer-based chapter. If we create heavy checklists and complex matrices, this simply will not survive in real life. What works better for us is a small set of light, repeatable questions that can be used at each decision point in the life cycle. Third, we need to keep climate and sustainability holistic in project management. For CSC, climate is both organizational and planetary. It is the project management climate we cultivate inside the chapter, and the environmental context we act within. GPM's green perspective and the P5 dimensions help us look at people, planet, and value creation together, beyond carbon dioxide metrics only. To close, let me summarize CSC in 3 words. What? This is integration. CSC is where sustainability is integrated into how we manage projects, learning, and community initiatives. So what? This is impact. This integration changes how we define value and how we look at the impact of our initiatives. Now what? This is commitment. CSC is our ongoing commitment to keep aligning PMI Southern Italy chapter's project management climate with sustainability principles and our responsibility towards people and the planet. Okay, thank you all for listening to me and to our Climate and Sustainability Committee. Potential initiatives and collaborations, you can get in touch with us, please. And
thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all. Thank you.
And now I'd like to have the pleasure of introducing our other Italian in the room. Prassede, it is all yours. Thank you very much.
Can see my presentation? No? You can see my presentation?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, no. No. I'm sharing. Okay, perfect. Okay. Hello to everyone. I'm Prassede Colombo, and I'm here to represent PMI North Italy chapter as contributor, as a subject matter expert. I am not part of the steering committee, but I always be a volunteer of the PMI chapters, and so I'm very happy to be here to share my experience. I'm Prassede Colombo. I'm expert in project management, and I am Innovatel partner, a benefit company focused on consultants and training in business analysis, project management, and sustainability. But right now, I don't want to talk about me, but I want to show you my sustainable journey as a project manager professionals and as volunteers. I'd like to start with a simple question that changed my professional journey, and I want to share with you. What are companies really doing to face the complexity of today's changes, and what are project managers are doing? A few years ago, it was clear that business was changing. The classic idea of profit only was no longer enough. Organizations were under pressure from environmental crises, social pressures, and new regulation about sustainability. But very often, their reaction to sustainability was limited to two things: reacting to incidents or reputational issues, so it was related to risk analysis, and doing the minimum to be compliant to the new law. Important, yes, but I have to say, not sufficient. At the same time, I was looking to our project management communities, and including ours, where I can see that we were a bit stuck. Excellent at scope, time, cost, scope, but not really connected project to wider sustainability outcomes. So it started my journey, and this is where my journey really began. And why I talk about moving from project manager to change maker. Lucilla, Joel, also Miriam, they talk about the strategy, about to be change maker, and it's true. It was the result of my journey too. At the same time, it became obvious to me that sustainability is part of business strategy, not an add-on. New products, processes, services must be regenerative, reduce resource consumed. They are limited, not only money and man and equipment, but also raw materials. So it's very important to create value for planet and people, communities, and employees. So, as project manager, we are sit exactly at the intersection of, let me see, strategy, implementation, and change. So the real question for us is, are we just delivering task, product, service, or are we willing to become change makers? For me, becoming a change maker means that in every initiative, in every action, we proactively ask, what sustainable outcomes are we targeting? Are we thinking about? What sustainable requirements are missing from our project? because with our portfolio, program, project management capabilities, we are uniquely positioned to follow change, but not only to follow change, but lead the change for the sustainability. Okay, so in this my journey, in this moment of questioning, I met the Green Project Management community. This encounter helped me move from a generic open mindset. I were curious, but I didn't know how to make my project sustainable. So in this community, in the Green Project Manager, offered three key elements to us: a framework and standards, especially the P5 standards, to link projects with real impacts, practical guidelines and tools in real organization, not only in theory, a community willing to experiment, share, and challenge each other. I was very enthusiastic. I became ambassador of GPM. And then with my company, Innovatel, we were the first company in Italy to become ATP GPM training partner. We started delivering presentation to all the Italian community of project management, PMI, but also IPMA, also other Italian project manager community. We are very enthusiastic. But we are pioneer. And we saw awareness and curiosity growing, but the enthusiasm to truly act was not always as strong as it should be. We were a bit frustrated also with Joel Carboni, with the GPM community. What's going on? Why we are not go further, go beyond? However, when we applied the P5 standard in real project, the reaction, especially from executive, changed. They saw a structured practical approach to integrate sustainability into decision making. They understood how P5 could connect project to ESG, to ESG indicator and SDGs reporting. They realized that its support aligned with also European regulation as part of systematic approach and not just an exercise. So it was real. And for me, the real value that I found is the system view, the system approach, using P5 standard and GPM, and now also integrated in PMI standard. We can see P5 for sustainable project management, but also P5 for business. We can co-create value with an extended set of stakeholders, executives, employees, suppliers, even competitors and local communities. And because the complexity of sustainability cannot be faced alone, it requires collaboration across sectors and specialization. For this reason, at the PMI community, PMI North Italy chapter community, just several years ago, PMI NIC is become an APS, that means an Association for Social Promotion in the Italian first sector, a non-profit organization. And we create not only the financial report, but also annual social report, define our goal, our commitment for social and environmental impact. But now we realize that is not enough. And so PMI NIC want, still in committee and community, won't go further and will create a governance defining a role that can lead the roadmap for sustainability and initiative in the chapter. This is the first step that the PMI NIC want to do for the next year. But it wants also define sustainability guidelines, so to review all the processes and activities on the basis of the P5 standard in order to define real KPI for real impact to be able to measure them. PMI North Italy Chapter want also to continue to work for to grow the sustainability culture, and the vision is to see the new PMI North Italy Charter as a living lab, demonstrating how chapters can embed sustainability in everything they do. So this is the vision, and I have to say that it's very important. I want to close my speech with a call to action. Everyone can act for the sustainability. I have to say that the joint venture between PMI and GPM makes the journey more relevant. Now sustainability and the project management are working together very well with a fast way. It was what we were looking for as a pioneer when we took with Joel and with the community. And I think that now now we have to act, and I think that if each of us leave the summit with even one concrete step to integrate sustainability in a project, in our chapter, then we will already be acting as a change maker, because we can do it. And I think that all together we can do more and be aligned to the more vision of the PMI. And so behind the project, when we talk about behind the project thinking to business, now business mean real value for an extent stakeholder. Planet is a stakeholder, and so we can do. Thanks. You can find my information, my reference. I put also some articles, and I would like to share with you your experience, and you can connect with me by LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. And now from Italy, we jump over to Germany. We have 3 people presenting for Germany today. We have Jörg, Werner, and Thomas. They've established their own running order, so I'll let them take the stage and introduce themselves and their presentation. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Jörg Glunde. I am the starter of us 3, so I'm the honor to introduce myself. I am at the moment, I'm consultant and project manager for the service department at Zeppelin Baumaschinen GmbH in Munich, or in Garching near Munich. And I am PMI member and volunteer since 2008, by the way. So I'm in my 17th year. No, it was 2009. There's a mistake. Sorry. Member since 2008 and volunteer since 2009. Now, actually, I'm vice president members from PMI Germany chapter. And as we started this social responsibility initiative in that prior chapter, I used to be vice president projects in 2012. And as I said to myself and to the board in those days, we don't have to create only PM summits with projects. We have to also create some social responsibility, social impact, and sustainability with projects too. So we started this initiative in 2012, and it changed a lot in those years in those 13 years. And now we present a totally new, reshaped and redesigned program, which we started with the merger. We started with the merger to PMI Germany chapter in 2020. We started to create that in a German-wide approach. And so we also present today Dr. Werner Waldner and Thomas Sturm. Probably you can tell something about yourself if you have your turn. Okay? Good. Then let's see what we did this, how we did this. As we started the agenda of the social responsibility, we thought to ourselves, our mission statement of the chapter really promotes this program. So because we also have social engagement as part of our mission statement, and so our mission statement of the initiative was to give members of the chapter a chance to act as a volunteer and use their expertise and experience in project management to support sustainable projects with a social impact. That means that our members who decide to do that in this way will become volunteer, will become official chapter volunteer with an own chapter mail address, and because they are somehow presenting the chapter to non-governmental or non-professional organizations who promote United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And we do the same in helping these organizations with initiation and structured planning of projects. We explain those organizations' project management methods and help to apply them. We coach the project teams in difficult project situations, and we convey this job description of a project manager to those organizations for the one purpose, to make the social commitment of our association visible and touchable. And now my colleague Thomas Sturm from the Region East will present what they are doing.
Yeah, thank you, Jörg. So based on those principles that you have shown and presented, I just want to give you a quick overview on the projects and ideas we have developed in Germany chapter Region East. My name is Thomas Sturm. I have a consulting manufacturing background. I'm with PMI since 2013, have my PMP since 2014, and am actually quite happy to have made it to volunteering now in 2025. So I'm quite a newbie. Yeah, and the topic just caught my attention right from the start, the new initiative as it was set up. The project that we had the chance to initiate in Berlin actually is together with EPITS. That's also in German, a quite complicated acronym. Generally, this NGO deals with global learning. So they initiate projects with various educational institutions, from primary schools to secondary, also to vocational schools. For example, they have redesigned the learning content for. I have to check on my paper here. For precision mechanics, especially in the handling of lubricants and coolants. So that means in the end, they have brought the focus sustainability in it. They have a completely new attention on environmentally hazardous substances, which they bring into those learning materials for the to-be mechanics. And our project actually is all about making those projects, those initiatives for EPITS more reliable, more transparent. So together with EPITS, we're setting up a new project, or first initial project methodology that enables them to be, as I said, just more transparent, more reliable, and also have a better reporting than towards the budgetary units in the Berlin federal unit. What is on the horizon as next opportunity? We're talking right now with a social welfare organization in Berlin. They want to have a complete makeover of their volunteer management tool. And our intention in the end is, just to support them in their tendering process, to be also more transparent, to really take care of all the belongings in this tendering and decision process. And in the end, also support them in the upcoming software development project. So keep fingers crossed that we're getting to a project charter to sign off quite soon. That's it for Region East. So I would pass on to Region South in Germany chapter. Over to you, Werner.
Well, thank you very much, dear colleagues. I think you have heard a lot of different presentations, so I make it very short. We focus in the southern Germany on the Sustainability Development Goal of the United Nations, number 4, which is education. South? Yes, thank you. So education is very, very important because we need to educate the young people what they can do. It's not just a given, but they can get involved in it. First of all, we have now for the last 4 years supported high school students. In Bavaria, there is an obligation that high school students do a project. What they want to do with a project is completely up to them, but they need to provide skills in project management. And that's exactly where PMI comes in. The first project what we did was, for instance, in a city called Rosenheim, where the students measured the temperature of the river Inn and realized that the river Inn is warming up because of climate change. And then the government came in and said, well, we need to do something about this. So it is actually with education, with young people being motivated, very, very strong. The second one is an institution which is called BENE, Bildung für nachhaltige Entwicklung, Education for Sustainable Development. They work together with the government of Bavaria and with the University of Munich, Technical University of Munich, to say how can we help NGOs to really get into sustainable solutions? How can we help them to get, from the project management point of view, define a clear charter, have a business case, have a work breakdown structure, and also finish the target in time, the project in time. So this is, again, very much appreciated. We do this now for a couple of years. And Ackermannbogen is a local community in Munich. About 7,000 people live in the community, but they are very much engaged in having an own garden, having youth sports, having cultural events for the people in the environment. And they asked us to help them to extend the membership with more online participation, with other activities in the city of Munich. So these are very, compared to everything else what I've heard, these are very concrete examples where PMI, social responsibility project, can support local activities. Now, I'm encouraging everyone to get in contact with me because we would like to extend the opportunity with the high school students. We'd like to extend especially the opportunity with BENE, Education for Sustainable Development. BENE is in contact with South Korea, with Kenya, with other countries, because they have similar problems. So this opportunity, which I see here today, is a huge opportunity for networking and move this forward across the world.
Excellent.
Ackermannbogen is very much a local topic, but maybe you have also similar local communities. But the second and the first one, I think really, I'd like to build a network with all of you who are here and who are interested.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Germany. So we're now jumping around the world again.
We are not ready because we have some key takeaways for you guys. What we do, what can be done, and need to take care of. What we do, we already said. What can be done? Build a structure, build partnerships,
We can,
and
if we have time at the end of all the speeches, we can.
okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, on our magical tour of the globe, we're now going to jump all the way over to Singapore, and we're going to speak to Keith. Good afternoon, or still good morning with you, isn't it, Keith? You are on mute.
12:30 at midnight.
Oh, midnight.
Uh, can you just show my slides?
Yep, I'm just going to bring it on the screen for you now. Here we go. All
Yeah,
yours. Over to you.
yeah. My name is Keith Key. I'm from the PMI Singapore chapter. So we have conducted a number of activities. For example, professional development. Tonight we just have a academic outreach for student competition and also annual symposium. So what we do is we usually have a team which we incorporate into activities. So this year we incorporated AI because it's very promoted by the Singapore government. So next year we'll look at different theme, likely with sustainability. So that's how we look at it because it's actually in line with the government initiative and together with government funding. Because at the end of the day, it needs funding to be successful. Okay, I'll go briefly. What I'm going to talk about is how to evaluate sustainability initiatives and make it happen. This comes from my experience. I've been mentor for Octocorp. I've been mentor for sustainability for NTUC, which is like the union in Singapore. So there are actually three things that I would like to talk about. The first is, hold on, sorry. How do I go? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, the first is talking about ESG and EESG. Actually, economics is a very important factor. So let's say we install a project which is sustainability, but it drops the value of the returns on investment. So you're not likely to get people to actually adopt it. A real fact, for example, the BlackRock, which is the biggest asset investment company, they do not use ESG anymore in their evaluation because the reality is economics and ESG is a very fine balance. So maybe the better what I call definition is EESG. This has been promoted by a professor from Singapore Lawrence because the first duty of the company is economic returns. So we got to ensure that this is done, and then they will be able to do the sustainability part. Okay. Um, number two is that the leaders had to set the tone and leadership in committing uh, the change. Because if you have the working level doing it and the leaders do not see this as a KPI or the returns, then there will be no encouragement. So, while it's good to have a grassroots level, we really have to focus on the CEOs and leader of company and how they can be engaged because the leadership will set the tone. And the third factor is that we have to pack sustainability in smaller packages. We always have the big picture, but the staff, the management, the regulators do not see what's the immediate benefit. So what you need to do is to break it down, what they call low hanging fruits. That means you do a little bit smaller initiative, sustainability, you see the returns, then you be motivated to do more. But let's say you say, okay, 1% reduction degree, it takes more than a year to get that done. And what you do is you keep on trying, but you don't see the results. So that's why I say pack sustainability into smaller servings is very critical. So these are the three takeaways that I would like to share. One is economics is as important as ESG. And second, leaders have set a tone and leadership to play the pivotal role. And the third part is to break it into smaller packages smaller servings, so that people, when they implement it, they can see the results incrementally, not wait for 1 year and it may not have the returns what you're looking at so fast. So this is what I've summarized from my experience as mentors, as what they call judges for sustainability. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Keith. And thank you very much in particular for staying up so late. And I know you've had some technical issues, so thank you very much for your perseverance. So for our last global hop of the evening, we shoot all the way back from Hong Kong to UK, faster than Concorde could ever do it. And I'd like to pass the floor to our esteemed leader of sponsor of this event, Jinxiu. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Paul. Let me just bring up the slides. Can you see the slide? Excellent. Well, thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here, to be with colleagues from across PMI. I will just take a few moments of yours and to walk you through who are we in PMI UK and my role and our sustainability work, and also the mindset we believe that could benefit us and as our key takeaways, and also a little bit new update for PMI UK chapter. So let's get started. Right, so table of contents, we've just quickly walked through it. So a little bit about myself. My name is Jinxiu Li, and I serve as the Director of Chapter Operations at PMI UK. And it is my privilege. I also sponsor our Sustainability Community of Action, which has been enormous and a privilege for me to support. And a large part of my role is behind the scenes. Most of them is operational governance and GDPR compliance, digital processes, and implementing PMI global initiatives. It is the work that helps our volunteers and communities function smoothly. Myself, my background is in global program management and transformation, spanning across energy, technology, and healthcare and sustainability integration. A little bit about myself. What motivates me the most is that helping people build their confidence and enabling sustainability into project practices in a way that is practical, accessible, and human. So enough about myself. Let's move on to the PMI UK chapter. So as a chapter, this year, we are celebrating our 30 years of serving our local project community. We now have about 5,000 members from over 50 industries. And what really drives everything we do is our volunteers. And they bring curiosity, care, and commitment. And our role is simply to enable our project professionals to grow and make a difference. And as we speak in communities, and we are very proud of all the communities we've built over the past 3 decades, our volunteer plays a central part in mentoring, digital events, AI innovation, and also help us, PMI UK, stay vibrant and accessible. It is our volunteers' contribution and keeps our UK chapter strong. Sustainability. Today we are in SuSu 2025. Sustainability is becoming a core part of our chapter work. We want to make it practical, something project teams can embed it into everyday planning and decisions. Our aim is to help our practitioners understand not just the why, but also the how. And again, alongside SCOA, we also have our other 2 Toastmaster clubs. As Merv just mentioned it already, multiple times. Paul here is helping facilitating our Toastmasters club. He's the president of our club as well. We have a PMI UK Toastmasters, and we also have a PMI Change Makers. helping our people building communications and leadership skills. We also support specialist communities and cross-industry networking and allowing our members to connect, to learn, and support one another. So moving on to our, well, since we are in SuSu 25, let's look at our esteemed sustainability community of action. And we are, well, our SCOA is entirely volunteer driven. It brings together all the professionals from multiple industries to explore sustainability with an emphasis on practicality and inclusiveness and community-driven innovations. We also run learning events. We also create shared resources. And again, as you all can see, we also collaborate with PMI Global and PMI GPM and our colleague chapters to contribute to a wider movement. Our vision is to help build sustainable capabilities across the project profession and to create outcomes that are really meaningful and memorable and long-lasting. And well, as we are approaching the close of SuSu 2025, and the key 3-month site, and it's very key to take away is as it's very resonates strongly with today's theme. So first one is a leadership mindset, turning intent into action. This is about leading with purpose and modeling behaviors that make sustainability real. It is creating an environment where people feel safe to question old assumptions and embrace new perspectives. It is not just a simply intent, it is an action. So secondly, delivery mindset, embedding sustainability every day. This focuses on the decision we make throughout all the project lifecycle. Today, we explore frameworks and GPM system thinking, ESG, and including Keith, what he mentioned, the EESG element that offer structured, repeated ways to embed sustainability into delivery. Apologize, my pronunciation has been a long day. So systems mindset. Thirdly, creating impact beyond your project. Projects just don't stand alone. Same for people. We don't just stand alone. Sustainability requires collaboration across teams, across suppliers, across communities. This mindset help us to design for interdependencies, design for long-term outcomes, and connecting project income to organizational and social goals. Well, to put it simply, sustainability is it isn't just a single skill. It is a mindset that we need to shift our mindset. If we start leading with purpose and delivering with intention and thinking in systems, every team here can accelerate sustainability across all our organizations. Again, one project at a time. So quickly moving on to our PMI UK new updates. So as PMI UK, what we are going to launch in next year, 2026 February, and we are going to PMI currently moving into a single unified membership experiences where members just pay the combined price and automatically access their local chapter. As you can see, currently we would have PMI membership and your chapter membership separate. After the implementation, our users will have unified experiences. Again, this will streamline the experiences, improve alignment with our PMI Global, and also help chapters like PMI UK chapter operate more sustainably. We will share more details with members soon, but if you do have questions, some of you are part of a UK chapter, so please feel free to get into contact with my team, RQ and Shaverin. And on the bottom, you have the email address. So if you have any questions, please feel free. We would be happy to hear from you. So last but not least, do get in contact with us. So we have our PMI UK company linking. Here's also my personal linking. And again, last but not least, don't forget, also subscribe to our newsletter, the Sustainable Action Hub. Well, thank you very much for today. It has been a pleasure to share this panel with all of you and with our fellow PMI chapters. I look forward to learning and collaborating together as our sustainability work continues. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jinxiu. So that brings us to the end of the panel and the Q&A session. And we actually only have 2 questions, and they're directed to 2 groups. So the first one, which should be relatively easy to answer, is directed to PMI Germany. And it is, do you have any conversation with PMIEF in order to integrate sustainability?
Well, I have to say we lost Jörg due to some personal issues. So I think he would be the best one to answer that. Not to my knowledge, but as I said, I'm a newbie.
Yes, sorry, Thomas. Yes, we have.
Okay.
For several years already, a regular exchange. Yes, this is existing.
Do you mind, just for the wider non-German audience, could you explain what PMIEF is?
For what they are?
Yeah, is it a government department or what?
A PMIFS is one of the topics of PMI chapter.
Sorry, because the way I've read it, it's I assumed it was as it was directed towards you, I assumed it was a German acronym for something.
No.
So I will hang my head in shame later on.
No, don't worry. No worries.
And the next question is jumping all the way over to southern Italy. And the question I received for you is, obviously you do a lot of sustainability work with communities and everything. What's the main priorities for social impact in your sustainability project management climate?
Thank you. I'd like to answer this question both on behalf of our chapter, our committee, and as a sociologist and international social policy specialist working in the fields of culture, identity, generations, and values. For PMI Southern Italy chapter, sustainability is not an extra topic. It belongs to the very climate of how we manage projects and relate to our communities. Through the Climate and Sustainability Committee, we give this climate a shared home and the space where its meaning becomes very concrete. For us, the word climate is a deliberate metaphor. It speaks about the atmosphere inside our chapter, inside our projects, and inside the committee, and at the same time, about the fragile climate of our single shared planets. In terms of social impact, our priority is to strengthen intergenerational and intercultural dialogue in that space, bringing experienced professionals and younger volunteers together around real initiatives, especially in education and community collaboration, so that decisions are shaped both by experience and by the voice of those who will inherit the future. In this sense, our guiding word is not only equality, but equity, making sure people in different roles and contexts have what they need to participate, to be heard, and to genuinely benefit from the projects we deliver. And by once again recalling that we carry out all this work in our chapters through voluntary effort, we celebrate everyone's volunteer day. We sincerely thank my chapter and all the volunteers in the PMI community who carry sustainability beyond words, as well as all those volunteers who devote their efforts to protecting our one and only world. And thank you again.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you giving your time and presenting your summary of what your chapters have been doing for sustainability during the year. That brings us to the end of our session this evening. I will be popping a link in the chat where there's a short survey, and at the end of the survey, there is the code for you to claim your PDU points. Thank you very much, and thank you, speakers. I really appreciate it. Zapping all over the world has been a great experience, and I've never had to get off my seat.
Right.
Thank you. I have to say that the chapter works for the social part of the sustainability because we are volunteers, we create training, awareness, and so on. We do a lot for social part. I have to say it's part of our mission in the chapters. I have to say.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it special is it comes from volunteers doing it from their hearts rather than doing it as a day job. So, thank you. I hope you'll join us for the last session. A few more speeches, and then it will be the closing keynote.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.